afternoon, my fellow friends YouTubers. This is Kurt, and welcome back to the Kurt's Place channel here on YouTube. Well, guys, we're back here at Hoover Dam. I'm just taking a picture here of a little plaque they have here at Hoover Dam. Here it tells you some things you can do around while you're actually around here in the Hoover Dam area as well. Really neat to see that. All right, guys, we're going to go ahead and walk over the face of the dam here. Now, it's 2021, guys. Now, last year they didn't have Hoover Dam open because of COVID. Now, the only thing about it is they don't have right now, they're not currently doing any power plant tours on the inside of the dam. You know, that's actually where you go down into the dam and you see the powerhouses and things, and you go through the walls and everything to see the powerhouses down there. But the good news, guys, is I do have footage on my channel. If you go to my channel, just look up the Hoover Dam videos on my channel under the search window. I actually have videos that actually show the power plant wings and things, you know, what they look like on the inside and everything as well, too, guys. Honestly, guys, I'm just glad I could even make it out here to see Hoover Dam, because I didn't know with everything that's been going on if they would even be able to have the tours, but at least they do have the tours. And I was able to actually come out and do some take some footage of the Tillman Bridge too, guys, and that was really spectacular. I had a lot of fun seeing that. That was my first time seeing the Tillman Bridge, and that was a really great. I really had a lot of fun. That video should be going up on the channel. Hopefully within the next few weeks I should have it. That's going to actually, if you want to, now when that video goes up, it's actually going to be under, you'll see it under Tillman Bridge. You're going to see it. It should be it should be under Tillman Bridge. You can type in Hoover Dam Tillman Bridge, and that's what I should be having that under, and that way you can check that out as well. So now you get a chance to see where we were actually at. Now, we're spanning, that's actually the Tillman Bridge is actually spanning across the bypass bridge in the background. I actually have a video I made on top of that. I was actually able to see that for the first time this year, guys, for 2021. I saw them build that bridge, but I was never actually able to get a chance to go over the bridge and look at it. But now the driver actually took us to the visitor center, so I was actually able to walk out on that bridge and actually take pictures from the top of that. Absolutely spectacular. Now, I do have other videos of Hoover Dam too, but I always enjoy making a video every year I come out to Hoover Dam. Seeing Hoover Dam is one of the things that it's always part of my Vegas trip, and it's one of the things that makes my Vegas trip complete. If I don't come out to see Hoover Dam, it just doesn't feel like I've had a complete vacation. So every year I come out to Hoover Dam, one of the first things I do when I get to the hotel is I look up Gray Line Tours, and actually I go ahead and I make a trip to Hoover Dam, and it works out really well. You know, you can book a tour through Hoover Dam. They usually have tours in the morning. You actually have the tour times and everything listed on the website as well when you go to their website as well for Gray Line Tours. You can also type in Las Vegas Hoover Dam Tours. You'll be able to find it there as well. Now you're going to see everywhere along the way here. Now they actually have these catwalks that actually go out onto the dam, which is really cool. You can see different perspectives of the dam. Like this is like, I think there's 4 or 5 of these that go all the way across the face of the dam. But now you get a chance to see how spectacular that is. And you can see, even though they are low on water right now, and the Lake Mead right now is low, they're still generating power here through powerhouses. You can see the water where the water is bubbling up. That's actually water coming out of the turbines, as you can see in there, as it goes through the generators and it's released into the Colorado. So they are still able to reduce. They are still able to reduce. You know, they are still able to produce power here. I think though it's at a reduced state from what I was hearing. And then you're going to see down here now on the power plant wings. This is the Arizona power plant wing, and the Nevada power plant wing is down here below us. And then if you look on here, you can actually see how they actually built the dam right into the canyon walls. The concrete and everything. What they did, guys, is they actually cleaned all the loose rock and everything off the canyon walls, and then they actually built the concrete and poured it right into the walls. And what it does is, as the dam's pushing up against, because it's an arch, it actually makes it stronger by pushing against this. There's millions and millions and millions and millions of pounds and pounds pressing on this dam face here, and that's what keeps it strong, the fact that it's made like an arch. And you can see how it's curved here. And as we get across, I'll show you a few other things as well. Now, what I was saying about the George Tillman Bridge, before the George Tillman Bridge was built, this was the only way to get between Arizona and Nevada, was this little road, this little single lane road right here. Needless to say, traffic would back up for hours trying to get across that. But now with the Tillman Bridge there now, that's actually a bypass bridge now. Now they can actually get along here now much easier. Now they don't have to go this way anymore. They use the bypass bridge. And I was going to mention, guys, the angels and things that you see in the distance. I actually have a video on my channel. If you go to my channel, just look for the Hoover Dam Lucky Angels. That's actually these here. What you do is if you actually, when I leave here, if you touch their feet, that's supposed to bring you good luck then for the rest of the year as you leave on your way out. And I do that every year. And I'll tell you guys, I think it's been working because I've had some pretty good luck since I've been coming out here. And then here's another one of these walkways. The other way is like little catwalks. So now you can actually see how they actually see where they protrude out. You can actually walk out there and then you can look at the face and everything here too. And you're going to notice in this footage here how all the concrete is actually layered. It's actually poured in layers one on top of the other, just like building blocks, one on top of the other. Really, really amazing. And now you get a chance to see that. Right there is where I was on the Tillman Bridge. Right about there is where I made my video for the Tillman Bridge. Really, really spectacular stuff. And then in the back, and this is actually the Black Canyon in the background here, and you can see how it's all made out of volcanic rock and everything as well too. And the towers that you see on the side, the left and right, they can actually release water from these if they need to. And you get a chance now to see also now in this view here now you can actually see where the cables and everything come up. They actually come up from the power plant wings. They actually go up from the canyon up over these poles here, these towers. Then they go into a transfer station there where they convert the power. And then in the distance, you also see that there's a thing that looks like a crane. There's actually a crane that's on a cable. It actually can go across the canyon, and they can actually drop things down here to do repairs on the dam and everything. And down in the powerhouses down here, you're going to see what looks like railroad tracks. There's actually tracks that go through the wall. There's like a railroad that actually goes through the canyon walls. This is one of the ways they get parts and things into the dam, but they also use the overhead crane above too to lift things down into the powerhouse area. So really, really fascinating. Now the actual temperature right now at the dam, I believe now it's about 102 out here. Now keep in mind that if you do come out to Hoover Dam, I like to come out in August, you know, the end of July, beginning of August. That's when I always have my vacations. And one of the main things when you come out here, guys, is you just want to make sure you drink lots of water. That's one of the most important things when we're out here is drink water. Even if you don't need water, drink water anyway. And the main thing is also to go ahead and rest as you're going along the way too. And you're going to see here, they actually have a men's room and everything here on the dam as well. You can actually use as well. So now you can see as we get closer to the center, now you're getting a chance to see even more of it now. Now because I have some extra time, guys, I think I can hopefully go across the whole dam and get a shot of the other side of the dam as well for you in this video too. Because like I said, the Hoover Dam power plant tour that we do, that usually takes about an hour. And since they're not doing that, that's going to give it a little more time on the top here to take some pictures. All right, then I'll actually walk out here and show this to you. So here's another one of these walkways that goes out. You can see they have them fairly often, and that's what's great. It's really neat to actually go out here and see these. See, now you're getting a chance to see it unfold even more. So what do you guys think? Is that spectacular or what? And I know that I have other Hoover Dam tours, you know, other Hoover Dam videos on my channel, guys. But I'll tell you, I just love making videos every time I come out here. This is always one of the highlights of my trip. And also when the weather's nice like it is right now, it's a beautiful day. It is warm out here, but it's also a very nice day out here as well. And that's one thing that's nice about having a little extra time out here. A lot of times, you know, the power plant tour sometimes can take up to an hour to do the whole tour. So that doesn't, it makes it a little bit shorter time than I have out here. And that's one of the reasons why it's nice to have this extra time out here. Hopefully next year they'll be resuming the power plant tours next year. Hopefully I'll have a chance to do those again. But like I said, I do have videos on the channel right now. If you want to check those out, just look on my channel in the search window over Hoover Dam power plant. You can actually see what the power plants and everything look like inside with the generators and stuff like that. I actually have videos on my channel right now. So now you can really see how the arch and everything now curves over here. Isn't that amazing? What a view that is. And you can also see all the black canyons and everything out here. It's amazing. And remember, guys, when they built this bridge, they had to blast through this rock to be able to build this bridge here, and that's absolutely spectacular. You'll see pictures of that in the video. When you look at the Tillman Bridge video, you'll actually see what that actually looks like with all the rock and everything that they had to cut through. So here, guys, we actually have our drinking fountain, and they actually have this kind of neat. They actually have these on the face of the dam. But remember, guys, you want to drink lots of water when you're out here. That's one of the main things when you're out here, is to drink lots of water. Oh, guys, that was refreshing. That was good water. So now you get a chance to see another perspective. And what's neat about going out in these different walkways, even though they look the same, they actually get to be a little bit different view as you go along. As you get closer to the center and things like that, it actually opens up the views and everything even better too. And you're going to see how high up we are here, guys. If I just tilt that over, you can see how high up. See, we're pretty high up here. Yeah.
Jesse, get some water.
And also, guys, also forgot to mention too, you also want to make sure that you put lots of sunblock on. Now, I did put sunblock on when I came out as well. And also, guys, having food and things when you go out, you know, sugar and things like that's important too. And I had sugar and stuff when I came out. I actually stopped by a place called It's Sugar, actually, in Las Vegas, and got myself some gummy bears and gummy worms and things. So I got my sugar count and everything up a little bit too. That way, if I lose sugar out here, I'll have that covered as well. Now you're starting to get a chance to see the backside of the dam as well. Now, like I said, because I have some extra time here, I think I can hopefully get a chance to show you some other areas in the back here too. A lot of times I don't get a chance to go across the whole dam because I am limited on my time. But then this actually is a sign here that actually shows you different things about the dam here. Now remember, you can pause this if you want to read what's actually on here too. Now you can also go to if you go to Google and type in Hoover Dam, you can also look up all the facts and everything here as well. This is just a plaque that they have on the wall here. Now this is kind of a nice view too because we actually have a canopy over us here that's actually covering us. So you get a nice view here. Also keeps you out of the sun, which is nice.
Now it is cold, okay?
And now you're getting a chance to see the intake towers too. This is a really good shot of the intake towers. These are the two Nevada intake towers, and then the two Arizona intake towers are over here. And what they do is they bring water into the dam. It goes into the intake towers, down into the dam through long pipes, and then it goes along pipes through the dam into the generators I showed you in that other video down at the bottom of the dam. It's all done through gravity to actually produce electric, which is great because it's clean electric and it's produced naturally, which is really neat. And you can see there we have another beautiful shot there.
It's like, oh, let's keep our house like 85 degrees because I don't want to pay a nickel for electric. I did hear that. Ridiculous.
And I think, guys, this is probably one of the most extensive tours I've done on the Hoover video I made on the Hoover Dam. Yeah, but you know, I like making tour videos like this too because I like to show everybody what I'm doing. That way, when you come out to Vegas, you can check this out yourself. Now, if you want to know how much it actually costs for the tour, the actual tour I took out here came out to about $75, $80 to actually come out here using Gray Line Tours. And you know, it actually worked out pretty well, guys, because I don't know how much it would cost to take a cab if you were going to come out here. I actually inquired. Cab driver said to come out here, to take me out here, and let me go ahead and explore the dam and you know, do everything I want out here and then take me back would be about $200. That's what the cab driver actually quoted me when I asked. So needless to say, that the tour is one of the best things you can do when you come out here through one of the tour companies.
Oh, okay. So there's water down there. We don't want to crawl in there.
So what do you think, guys? How do you like all these different angles? It's great, isn't it? Now you're actually going to notice in the distance there's actually pipes out there. Now these are actually emergency spillways, spillway outlets. There's actually spillways on the left. This is actually the Nevada one. There's also one on the Arizona side. There's actually spillways. To keep the dam from overtopping, the water goes into the spillways and it actually comes out through the pipes. There's one here, and then there's also one on the other side too as well. There's actually two of those as well to handle the overflow. If perchance the water gets near the top of the dam, they can do emergency release on the water. Very, very cool. So you can see there's a lot of people out having a really good time, just enjoying themselves out here today. So there's another view there. Now I was going to mention, you guys, you know, what I imagine you're all wondering what the face mask mandate is right now in Nevada. Well, guys, here's what they're doing now. In Nevada right now, you don't have to wear face masks outside of, you know, if you're fully vaccinated and everything too. It's optional outside. But right now, anytime you go inside the casinos, on the buses or anything, and there you have to wear a mask whether you're vaccinated or not. Now that can change, but they actually changed the mandate on Friday. So actually, 2 days before I came out here, they actually changed that. But it's not bad. I'm still able to have a really good time while I'm out here. And that actually right there, that's actually where the bus and everything parked. Now, keep in mind that if you have a tour and you have to get back to the bus, it's actually from here over to there. It's actually about a 10-15 minute walk to get from here to there. It doesn't look like it, but believe me, it actually is. When you get a hot day like this, you want to make sure you allow yourself plenty of time to get back to your bus as well. So I would say if you have a bus that's leaving like let's say for example 2 o'clock, I would head back to that area from this point probably no later than 1:30, just to allow yourself enough time to walk at a nice pace without being in a rush to get back to your bus. And also, guys, when you're going between the two sides of the dam, you always want to make sure here that you use the crosswalks as well when you're going to the other side of the dam, if you want to look at the other side of the dam as well.
As you look over the wall, this placid body of water doesn't
And I love to see how the water and everything, you know, how it's being exited here, knowing that this water is actually making electricity and everything as well here. Really great to see that in action. That's nature basically at work there. Really, really great stuff to watch. So like I said, guys, we're actually able to do an extended tour because I have a little more time out here now this time, which is really nice too. Now, if you're coming out here for your first time, from what I understand, if you don't want to do the interior power plant tour, even if you have a ticket for it, you don't have to. But I highly recommend, if you do have a ticket for the visitor center and it's open, definitely do the power plant tour inside, guys, because getting a chance to see the generators, you know, getting a chance to go down in the elevators. There's actually elevators that actually take you down to the powerhouse in here. There's elevators that go down to the powerhouse. Being able to actually see the power plant wing and everything, you know, the Nevada power plant wing is really impressive to actually see the size of everything too. Also, you get a chance to see some art, some of the artwork and everything too, you know, and designs and things that actually went into Hoover Dam, which is really, it's almost like Art Deco. That alone in itself is worth definitely seeing if you come out here. But like I said, if you don't want to do the power plant tour, you don't necessarily have to. You can just come out here and do this if you want to. But most of the time when the visitor center open, normally they do allow you to do the power plant tour. But right now they do have the visitor center closed right now, so they're not offering power plant tours right now. But that could change, of course, in 2022. That could change. And now we're on another one of these wings now, and this is actually where we were. So you can see now we're actually making our way across the face of the dam now. You can see the buses and things going across there. Really, really great. And here you actually get a chance to see the other one. Now you can also see in this here. Now you can see how it's all layered. How they pour these in sections, and it's just one stacked on top of the other. Millions and millions and millions and millions of times they do pours, and that's how they build it the way it is. Now, from what the tour guide was saying, I think he said, now you might have to check the deep facts on this one because I may be off a little bit, but I think he said the top of the dam is 45 feet across and the bottom is over 500 feet across. So it's much wider at the bottom than it is at the top. You can't tell by looking at this, but it actually goes way back in. It actually goes way back in about 500 feet, almost back this way, and then it narrows as it goes up, and that's how they build the bridge. It's almost like it's a wedge to hold back all the way, all the weight of the water and everything. Really brilliant engineering too. And I do believe they consider this one of the seven natural man-made wonders of the world too. I do believe that this is classified as that as well. And I'll tell you, if it isn't, it should, because it is amazing. I'll get some more water here. And like I said, they have drinking fountains spread throughout the place, so you want to make sure you drink lots of water. I'll add some water now. Alright guys, so I got some more water there. And like I said, it's very important around here guys to drink lots of water when you're out here. Even if you've been coming out here for a while, it's better to have water and drink it, right? Even if you don't need it. Drink it even if you don't need it, because you believe me, you do go through water very quickly out here. You do sweat a lot when you're out here too, with the heat and everything too. And you definitely don't want to have a medical emergency hamper your trip either. So that's why I say drink, if the water's available, and it is, drink lots of water whenever you can. You can also bring bottled water and things with you too if you want to as well. Now, the one thing about bottled water and stuff is you want to ask the tour operator about whether or not they'll allow you to take water and stuff across, in the bus with you. Our tour bus didn't have any problem at all with it, but you always want to ask to check ahead. When you're making your tour reservations, you can actually ask them about their policies on bringing water and food and stuff on the bus and see what they say. So what do you guys think? Is that spectacular or what? What a view that is. Never get tired of seeing this. And the other thing too, you guys, is too, it's also a great way to get exercise too, to walk off all those pounds and things you put on at the casinos. Now you can see how beautiful it looks with that structure and everything coming through there. Isn't that awesome? Now, yesterday, I had I'm going to tell you about what I had for dinner last night. I actually had a place called The Henry. The Henry is actually located in the Cosmopolitan on Las Vegas Boulevard. The Cosmopolitan on Las Vegas Boulevard has a place called The Henry. And guys, I got to tell you, I had French onion soup, and then I had the Henry's breakfast, and it was absolutely fantastic last night. Really, really good stuff. I had ham and sausage in there, and eggs and hash browns, and the soup and everything, and toast and everything. It was absolutely a wonderful meal. Really, really good stuff. And the best part is, guys, I used my card from the Cosmopolitan, and they also took $5 off the meal because I actually had some credit on there to use. And I make all my slot machine videos now for the channel now at the Cosmopolitan, guys, because they always support my videos when I make them at the Cosmopolitan. So I suggest when you come out, definitely pay the Cosmopolitan to visit while you're out here. And I'm still going to be making some more videos too before I'm done with my trip as well.
Co-workers that work there. So I'm a trauma nurse, and I work for a verified trauma center. When I got here, a friend of mine I met her for breakfast this morning. She goes, there's only one trauma center, a level 1 trauma center in the entire state of Nevada. Isn't that crazy? I didn't believe her. I had to look it up.
Here's another view of the dam. Now you can actually see now how far across now we've come. Remember, we started out over there, and now we made our way all the way over here. Isn't that bridge, guys, beautiful in the background? And I remember, you know, not having that bridge here. You know, I was here. I fortunately was here when they built this bridge for 10 years. I actually got a chance to see them build that bridge. Even before they started, I got a chance to see where they were building that. It really turned out beautifully. Yep, so let's head on over to the little bit more across here.
We would road trip with the boys, and
That is awesome.
so we have seen her this year.
So what do you guys think? Are you going to try to do Hoover Dam when you come out here?
Disney World.
And guys, also I'll show you something new I got for this year. I actually got a new watch this year. I actually got this watch right here, a brand new watch I got this year. This is a Michael Cross chronograph watch I actually got this year. I was really happy, and I actually got this, guys, in Atlantic City. I was playing Ultimate Firelink in Atlantic City, and I hit a jackpot. Mini jackpot for $300, and I actually went to the store. They have a store they're called Exclusively Caesars, and I actually bought this watch. Isn't that great, guys? I'm so happy I got it. I wanted one for a while, and I finally got a chance to get one. Really, really turned out well. And it's also great because it allows me to keep track of my times, you know, when I have to be back to the bus and stuff too. So now you see how cool that is? Now you can see we're actually making our way across, and now you can really see the curvature of the dam now. And here you can actually see how the dam, you know, is built into the canyon walls. Like I was saying, they cleaned all the rock, all the loose rock and everything off. They had people called high scarrows, and they removed all the rock and everything, all the loose rock and everything off the walls here. Then they actually built the concrete into the walls, which is really amazing. They were able to pour that into the walls like that. Absolutely spectacular. And you can see how majestically the Black Canyon and everything is, how the dam sits here inside the Black Canyon. Isn't that spectacular? And now you can actually see the road, and we're actually going up the hill. Now this is actually the road that comes down to Hoover Dam, where the tour buses and things bring us down to the observation center. The visitor center, this is the visitor center right here, and that's actually where they have the power plant tour and everything inside there. And when that reopens, I'll be able to do the elevator and things down to the power plant tour again. Hopefully next year, guys. Hopefully they'll have it reopened for next year. And like I said, I'm just glad I was able to come out this year, because I really missed it last year not being able to come out. The fact I didn't have any tours out there really, I still had a nice trip, but it just wasn't quite the same as being able to come out and see this. See, so there's another perspective, guys, to give you what it looks like. That bridge is just spectacular, guys. I gotta tell you, it's amazing. Absolutely amazing. All right, guys, and the last piece is coming up here. The last part of the face of the dam is coming up here, and then we'll actually go to the other side of the dam and show you what the other side of the dam looks like. And you can see they actually have stairs that actually go down inside the dam here. See, isn't that neat? There's actual stairway there that goes down into the dam. All right, guys, so now we are almost officially over the dam now. And that's actually where the employee parking and everything is. And now you can actually get a chance to see what it looks like from the other side of the dam. All right, guys, let's go. We're going to go and head across the street now, and I'm actually going to go ahead and show you the other side of the dam. Now just remember, when you use the crosswalks when you're here, make sure you use the crosswalks when you're here. And also make sure people see you guys. Don't be afraid to wave so that they know that you're there. Make sure they see you too. Now what we'll do, since I have time here, I'll tell you what, guys, I think we can make our way over to the Arizona Spillway. I don't normally do that because I usually don't have enough time, but since I have some extra time, I think we can include that as well. So you see, you're really getting a really nice extended tour here of the Hoover Dam too. And like I said, this is my most extensive video I made yet on the Hoover Dam, but I figured, you know what, I have the extra time, I want to go and make a little bit longer video for you. Now you can see the walking and everything I'm doing here, guys. This is the reason why it's so important to get lots of water when you're out here. It doesn't look like I'm walking very far, guys, but trust me, in the heat right now, it's over 100 degrees out here right now because we're in the we're in the desert out here, and it's in August. So you always want to make sure you drink lots of water when you're out here too. And then as we come back, then I'll show you some things over here too as we come back then too. I'll go and show you some views over there as well. Now what I'm going to show you next is really neat. This is one of the spillways. This is the Arizona side spillway that I'm going to actually show you here. Now what these spillways do you see right now where the water level is? Right now the water level is very low right now, but what happens is when the water fills up here, if it gets to the top of the dam, like the top of the face of the dam where I'm at, there's these spillways. There's gates that actually lift up here, and there's a spillway here. And what happens is the water cascades over the spillways, over those gates.
I don't see it.
Yeah, so let me show you here. Yeah, I wanted to get by that other door so I could show this to you. Yeah, so what happens is the water actually comes in through here, goes over the top of these gates, and then it goes down into the spillway here. And this is actually a spillway, and this is to keep water from overtopping the dam. That's what these are for. These are actually spillways. There's one on the Arizona. This is the Arizona one. There's also one on the Nevada side, and I'll show you what the actual hole looks like, where the actual water drains into, where it goes into the actual through the actual canyon. It's pretty impressive. Now remember, they have one of these on the Nevada side as well. Now guys, this right here is where that water goes. When it goes over the gates in the spillway, then it actually goes in through here, and actually goes in through the pipe here, goes all the way down to the bottom of the dam, and it exits out on the other side of the dam through one of those spillway tunnels that I showed you in the beginning of the video, where I showed you the tunnels I use for the spillway exits, spillway tunnels. That's where the water actually exits. And remember, there's one on the Nevada side as well. Now I was fortunate enough to actually be here. I was here one time years ago, and I believe this was back in early 80s or 90s, when there was actually water going through the spillway. Now, it wasn't going through full force, but there was definitely water going over the spillways and coming down here. And even that, a small amount of water, guys, was pretty incredible to see. Really, really amazing stuff. You can see how monumental that actually is. It's absolutely monumental. You see the scale that is, and you see how they actually had to build it into the rock. All this stuff had to be built into the canyon. Isn't that amazing? So what we'll do now is let's go ahead now and head on over to, we'll head on over to the other side of the dam so I can show you what that looks like. Once again, what I was saying before about using the crosswalks, make sure you use the crosswalks there. Make sure that they see you too. See that? Always make sure they see you crossing the street. Very important, guys. All right, now we're actually going to walk the other side of the dam. Now you actually get a chance to see now where the actual rock and everything is. Now, you're going to notice that the rock is discolored. Where that water, where the white section is, at one point there was water all the way up to where the white is. The minerals in the water reacting with basically the mixture of rock and everything have caused it to turn that color, and that's actually the high point where the water was. Now you can see how low the water is. Right now Nevada currently is having a really, right now we're in the middle of a drought right now. Water is it's getting really low, lower than they would like. So they have had to reduce power consumption here somewhat at the dam. But as you'll see in the video in the beginning of it, they're still producing power through the dam, because you can see water going out through the power plant wing. So they are still producing water, producing power, but it is at a reduced rate. And then these are those intake towers I was telling you about. These are the Arizona intake towers. There's 2 on the Arizona side, and then there's 2 on the Nevada side. And that right there, guys, that is Lake Mead. Now I want to mention too, guys, all the water back here, that made Lake Mead. I do have a video of Lake Mead. Now, right now, I don't even know if they even have the marina open, but I actually have a video on my channel. If you want to check it out, look on my channel under Lake Mead tour, and you can actually see where I actually go to the marina. I'm actually able to put my hand in Lake Mead, which is really great. Now, like I said, because the water's gone down so much, I don't even know if they even have the marina open right now, or if I'm even going to get a chance to see that. But I did get a chance to see it previously, and it's one of those videos I definitely think you should check out. And now you can see, guys, on the back side of the dam. Now you can see what the back of the dam looks like. You see how they have all the layers of concrete, just like the front. It's all done in layers of concrete. Millions and millions and millions of pours of concrete were needed to make that. And it took thousands of people, guys, to build this. Thousands and thousands of people out here to build this. So now we're actually going to go across the dam. Now the actual dam actually starts right here, guys. This is like one of the entryways where the cliff is, but the actual dam part itself, where the wall and everything, is going to start right here. So you can see all the engineering and stuff, guys, that went into this is absolutely astronomical. Remember, when this dam was made, they didn't have all the computers and things that they have now. This all had to be planned out on pen and paper. So it's pretty amazing they were able to do all this way back when, too. All right, guys, now we're actually on the face of the dam now. So what do you guys think about this amazing structure? Isn't that awesome? And you can see there's still cars and things coming across you guys. Now the cars and things that are coming across here, they're actually going up to an area up here. There's actually an observation area and things. They're actually driving up to this part of the canyon to get another view of the dam. That's where all the cars and things are going back and forth across the dam. All the traffic now, guys, that goes over the dam now, that, like if you're just regular traffic now, they all use the Tillman bypass bridge I showed you. This right over here, that's where all the traffic now goes if they're bypassing Hoover Dam now. They don't have to go over here anymore. They actually go over here now. So back in the day when I came back here in the early 80s, 90s, that before they had the Tillman Bridge built, you would see trucks and everything going across this, just an endless stream of trucks and everything going across this. And like I said, it would back up for hours trying to get over this because it was a one-lane road each direction. So you can see what a difference it made when they put that Tillman Bridge in. And you're gonna see, guys, now we're actually in Arizona right now, because remember, when I'm halfway across the bridge, then I'm in another state. And there's actually a plate here that shows you when you're between states, and I'll show that to you too in the video. Now this guy's actually is a pretty cool perspective. Now they didn't have this open one of the other times I went here, but we can actually walk out now, actually out to one of the intake towers and see what it looks like from where the intake towers are. So there you go, guys. So there's that part. Now you can actually see how the backside is actually built into the canyon. And then there's the actual spillway that I just showed you. And then here's the actual intake tower. And there's actually 2 of them here, and then there's also 2 of them on the Nevada side as well. And we'll check those out too. And now you can really see now how low down the water is now. See that? See how low the water is now? And keep in mind where this line is here. At one point, the water was actually up to this line here, and then it was going over the spillways. At one point, the water was actually up to here. And you can see where the line is, where the water actually was. So now you can actually get a chance to see how low right now the water actually is. And there's also, you can also take tours and things on Lake Mead too. They have tours and things available there as well.
I want to take a picture of the bridge.
So what do you guys think of the footage? Huh? It's pretty good, huh? And you can see there's a pretty good number of cars and things going over here as well. Now remember, guys, all the cars and things that are coming over and going across are coming from that visitor center on the other side I showed you. Let me make sure. I want to make sure I get that center point of the dam into too, where we're between states. And now here's the Nevada spillway. Remember, there's one for Nevada side too, and then these are the intake towers for Nevada. Now pretty soon, guys, right now we're actually in Arizona, but we'll be crossing into Nevada here pretty soon. All right, so let's see. So what do you guys think? Pretty impressive, huh? Yeah, so what do you guys think? Pretty impressive, huh? Now guys, this actually is where we're going to be able to go in between states. I was hoping I could show that to you too, and I was able to. Now there's actually Hoover Dam, there's actually a exhibit building and everything over here too. Now I'm going to get a chance to check out this time, because I do have a little more time than I had on my last trip. Alright, so let me go and show you some. Now this is the plaque actually where we're actually between states. Now if you look on here, guys, it's going to say, a modern engineering wonder of the United States, one of the 7 selected by the American Societies of Civil Engineers. And here, guys, I'm actually in 2 states. So here's Nevada, and here's Arizona. And if you look down here, here's the dividing line, guys, between Nevada and Arizona, right here. And look, guys, where my feet is. Look at that, guys. I'm actually standing in, look, guys, I'm actually standing in 2 states. Look, actually, guys, 2 states. See that? Look at that, guys. 2 states at the same time. Isn't that amazing? And that's actually what this is for. To let you know when you're going from Arizona to Nevada and vice versa. So that's really neat, guys. What do you think of that? Pretty cool, huh? Alright guys, so we're going to be coming up here on this. So now you get a chance to see the Nevada intake towers. And you can see how there's like grating in there, guys. What it is this is actually where the water enters. It actually goes in through these grates, and that goes down through penstocks into the dam to feed the generators. That's where the water actually goes in. That's one of the reasons they're concerned about the water level. If the water level gets too low, they're worried they may have to reduce power reduction even more. At one point, they said there may even be a chance they might not be able to produce power at all at the dam for a while until they get a chance to let the water level fill back up a little bit. But they haven't gotten to that point just yet. But they're carefully monitoring that situation every day. You can even check a site online now that actually tells you what the water level every day is at Lake Mead. Now guys, I know somebody's asking me, what are the hours of Hoover Dam, guys? I don't believe that Hoover Dam is open in the evening. They do have lights, but I think the Hoover Dam section, I don't think you can see Hoover Dam at night, at least not that I'm aware of from this perspective here. But like I said, I would have to check the website to see on that. But during the daytime, of course, it's really great. Now the tour I took, they had a 10 o'clock tour and they had a 12 o'clock tour. I chose to do the 10 o'clock tour, and it worked out pretty well. Now here, guys, we can go ahead and walk out here. Now see, guys, at one time they didn't let you walk out on these. At one point they didn't, but now they actually do, which is kind of nice. So it gives me a chance to give you a different perspective.